Hey,
Wow.
Taco Tuesday.
Not only the greatest team and the greatest sports lineup in the nation, but the greatest production team. I love the intros.
Good stuff.
Shout out to Ricky and Vito. And shout out to you, Fox Sports Radio Nation, to CNR on FSR.
Yeah, buddies.
And we're broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio.
Yo, when did Taco Tuesday begin? I know LeBron James.
Oh, he invented it.
He tried to patent it. Remember that a couple years ago? But I leaned in. I had my 2 tacos for $5 at El Pollo Loco before.
It's called White People Taco Night. Get it right.
Okay.
Enjoy your tacos, and let's be rocking out. Let's go.
Who's the first? Who do you think the first was that said Taco Tuesday?
Definitely not a Mexican guy, because every night is a taco night.
It would be yeah.
Right. So our show, by the way, big news while we think about that. Our show's going to be broadcasting live from the MLB All-Star game in Atlanta. Watch your favorite celebrities, like Rich Davis.
What?
It doesn't say that, but I'm big dreaming for you. Favorite celebrities take the field at Truist Park during the MLB All-Star Saturday on July 12th. See who hits it out of the park when stars like two-time Olympian Jordan Childs and Hall of Famer CeCe Sabathia, Quavo of Migos, Latin star Young Miko, Olympic softball gold medalist Jenny Finch, and more take part in the All-Star Celebrity Softball Game presented by Geico.
One day, guys.
One day.
One day.
Visit allstargame.com for tickets. Put it this way. It's nice to be the only show voted in by the fans. Thank you, guys. You know what's crazy about it is the fans voted us number 1 as far as radio shows, but our colleagues voted us 9th. What's that about?
What is that? I mean,
What is that about? What, does Ben Maller have something on me? Gottlieb doesn't like me? What's going on?
Voted 9th, huh?
Voted 9th by our colleagues.
Dickie V says it's a travesty.
It's that Clinton Yates and Jorge Sedano bringing down our votes. So anyway, thank you.
It really is interesting. We harped on it yesterday, but the fact that Caitlyn Clark, number 9 among her fellow players.
Number 1 by the fans as far as all-star voting.
I mean,
obviously. You know who had a problem today? Dick Vitale spoke out about it.
It's just so wild to think that if it was top 4 or 5, you could make the argument, but 9? Like, 9? Yeah, she might not be the best player.
Not even 9th overall, 9th among guards.
In the what? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Among guards. So she's like well into the
she's like
rankings.
29th.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
According to her
She's
colleagues.
the 9th best guard.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Are there 9 teams?
There's 13 teams.
Here's
So
what
she's
and by the
Yankees.
way, if you don't care what we have to say about the WNBA, and I don't blame you because it's not like we're the experts, but we do watch the highlights.
It's even more preposterous.
Hold
Now
on.
that you're saying that would be like MLB.
It's not even top overall.
That would be
top
like
9. It's 9th guard. Best guard.
That would be like MLB saying, "Yeah, Aaron Judge is the 18th best outfielder."
It's such a joke. But here's what Dick Vitale said about it
Such a
today.
joke.
Dick Vitale tweeted out,
What are you doing, WNBA?
Dipsy do Dunkaroo, baby. Absolutely pure jealousy. Pure jealousy that the WNBA players voted Caitlyn Clark the 9th best guard.
Wow.
Someday they will realize what she has done for all of the players in the WNBA. Chartered planes,
So funny.
increase in salaries, sold-out crowds, improved TV ratings. They're expanding the league. Again, that's from Dick Vitale. So who cares what CNR say?
Oh, that's such
it's
baloney.
so absurd,
That's
the
ridiculous.
hatred going on.
I guarantee if you ask 100 men, if Steve Harvey came here with his mustache and his funny faces, and you asked 100 men and women on the street, I don't think they can name 9 WNBA players, let alone 8 that are better at the point guard position than Caitlyn Clark. This is honestly the funniest thing.
That is the greatest example of the pettiness and envious nature of the WNBA.
Wild.
It really
That's
is.
so funny.
You mentioned it's the WNBA once again stepping on their own shoelaces. It's so obvious that this is out of
That's
jealousy
really funny.
and some sort of hatred because of the path that she's taken. And there's been a lot of great players that came before her and that are still in the league. I get all that. But I said this to Rich off the air. I said it on our Patreon, actually. It's like Rich and I hating the path of an Alex Cooper, a Call Her Daddy, anyone that trailblazes past the normal, regular path. Like Rich and I have been doing this for over 20 years. Alex Cooper has been broadcasting for 5 years, and she has multiple multi-million-dollar contracts. You got to tip your cap to that. Otherwise, you're just jealous and you're a hater. It's as simple as that. Everybody has a different path. Caitlyn Clark's is a trailblazing one. And it's clear that the league is not appreciating that or respecting it the way that they should. The fans are, the league or the players, her contemporaries are not.
We don't need to harp on this. I'm so glad that I misunderstood it because I was saying, ninth overall, all right. I mean, like, top 5, I still thought it was crazy. 9. Now you're telling me 9th point guard?
Yeah, 9th guard, yep.
If you had a gun to my head, if I was in the pain cave with Wayne and Garth, was that Wayne and Garth or was that, yeah, it was, right? If I'm in the pain cave and I can't get out.
What's the pain cave?
Pain cave is just a song they sang, but it's a game we made up.
We made up a game
Meanwhile, if you're like, say you're being tortured in a cave and you had to answer this question correctly.
And if you didn't, you were stuck in this.
You were tortured in a pain cave.
I don't remember that ever coming up on the
it never
SNL
did.
or the movies.
They did a MTV. Rich is just bringing a random joke into the mix here. We have invented a game called the Pain Cave.
Yeah, this is our own invention. But
Wayne
it's based off of Wayne
and Garth sang a song when they hosted MTV called "Welcome to My Pain Cave, and I'll bludgeon you."
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
So if you're in the pain cave and you can't escape, if I told you, like, if I played a song and I'm like, Sam, you can't get out of here until you name the artist, and you're like, you're being tortured, and you're like, no, I'll never be out of this pain cave.
Give. Let's say you're the jigsaw killer in the pain cave, right?
Want to play a game?
Ask Sam to play a game that his life would depend on in the world of sports.
Okay.
Have him name something.
Oh, great.
Sam.
In
In 1986.
1986.
A year that meant much to Mets fans.
That meant much to Mets fans.
Like me. What second baseman had a special shuffle when he got up to the bat?
Live or die.
Now that you're in the pain cave, and unless you know who did a shuffle
If
in
you
the
don't
batter's
get it
box,
right, you get tortured until you die in the pain cave.
I don't know.
So you would be tortured dead.
Yeah,
Die
I
in the
would.
cave.
Because you didn't know Timmy Tuffle. And
okay,
the Tuffle
rhymes with
shuffle.
shuffle. Okay.
Yeah. If I was in the pain cave, I couldn't name 5 point guards, let alone 8 better than Caitlyn Clark. I'd be there being tortured by the pain cave demons.
I'm disappointed. We've done Chipotle worker or WNBA player for almost a year now.
And that's
you
the whole
can't-
point.
That's the whole point is so you can learn the
but
players' names.
Hold on. In Rich's defense, he can name more Chipotle workers.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's the update. The update is like guys like Dick Vitale are losing their mind about that.
Yeah. And by the
So-
way, he should start every tweet with Dipsy Doo Dunkaroo if he already doesn't. All right.
Baby.
So, COVINO Rich, Fox Sports Radio, love that you're hanging with us. I want to start with a story today that is just so funny to me because for every athlete, celebrity, musician, rock star, I guess anyone attended Jeff Bezos' wedding over the weekend. If you're of clout and fame, the money's great. I'm sure you're following your dream. But there are downsides to being rich and famous. And Travis Kelce, who's already a star, one of the best tight ends in the history of the NFL, dating Taylor Swift put that guy from, he had a reality show, great tight end, Travis Kelce, to household name, your wife and girlfriend know the name Travis Kelce. He said there's one big setback with all the fame. Take a listen.
Just the paparazzi. That's probably the only thing I didn't really grasp until you're in it. And that's probably the craziest part, though. Like, I'm just playing golf, and all of a sudden in the trees, there's a guy with a camera, and you're just like, oh, like I got to go to the restroom now. I can't just go over here and take a pic.
So, Travis Kelce, the guy can't pee in peace on the golf course. He can't relieve himself on the back nine when, most people could dip away. So, it got me thinking. It got me thinking, if you were a rock star, if you were a quarterback, if you were the shortstop of the Yankees, if you were some big-time NBA superstar.
What if you were a guard for the Fever?
If you were a guard for the Fever.
Big-time superstar.
Yeah. What would be the one part of fame that would bother you the most? What would be the part of fame that you wouldn't be able to handle? And I know going to the bathroom in the woods is might not be high on your list,
Yeah,
but
if you're
it's a funny
golfing a
example.
lot.
It's a funny example of the little things. Like I always think about celebrities, especially women, because everyone's a vain jerk. how many women celebrities can't even run to Rite Aid or CVS or the supermarket without being done up because some paparazzi takes an unflattering photo, and now people are mocking you on the Instagram.
Like Alicia Gray of the Atlanta Dream.
Who's that? Oh, I'm sorry.
Like Jackie Young of the Aces.
You know what? I think that's one of the top answers. You can't do little errands like that. You can't run to CVS. You can't run to Trader Joe's, to Target. Just the little things to do your everyday because there's going to be cameras up your nose and unflattering photos will surface. And who needs that confidence killer? You could do it.
Can't pick your nose at a red light, Dan Byer? You can't just be...
I know.
Come on.
I would miss that.
No, you can't. I realized in traffic yesterday, too, and the sinuses clogged up. I'm like, I can't do it in traffic either. There's 30 people around me.
My
Can't
goodness.
hock a loogie out the window.
Yeah.
I would say the dinner port, like to go out to eat, because I think what the common person thinks is that this person knows they're famous, so they have to know what's coming if they go out to eat in a public place, where that's not necessarily the case. Maybe we just want good food from that place and don't want to eat it takeout or something like that. And then you would have people coming up to you as you were eating.
Yeah. Our buddy Mark was in town, and Spot and I recently went to a hot spot in Hollywood called Craig's. And we told the story briefly here. We sat at a table next to Angelina Jolie.
By the way, you have to explain that that's a rarity. I mean, you see famous people once in a while in L.A., but to be sitting next to Angelina Jolie is like, that's ridiculous.
I usually don't go to those type of swanky restaurants, but our buddy was in town. He's like, let's go check out a spot on me. I was like, yeah, I'm down. But throughout the dinner, and that's a fancy place where it's frowned upon to do that stuff. Spot, what was she approached, 3 to 4 times throughout dinner? And that's a place where it's sort of discouraged, like, yeah, she's in a fancy place. Don't bother her.
How rude.
So it happens. I can imagine Dan Byer's right. You're out to lunch or out to dinner, and, yeah, you really can't sit there in peace. You can't eat sloppy like I do.
The part that's not bad, though, is when other patrons pay for your food and drinks to hook you up, or the actual restaurant does it.
I think she could probably afford it, though.
Yeah, but they don't have to.
You know what I
That's the
can't
thing.
do?
People get a lot of free stuff.
Yeah.
I can't lick the ketchup out of the little ramekins and
hold on.
cups. Like, I can't be a slob
You
like I normally am.
can do all that stuff. You can pick your nose at the red light. You can be a slob. Like, you can go and relieve yourself in the trees if you want. Like, what's
Stop
the world
talking
gonna,
about Jack Black like that.
What's the world going
It
to
just
think
depends,
about you?
It
Like,
depends what type of celebrity you are.
If
Like
what you're
Bert
trying to-
Kreischer, I'm
yeah.
sure, does all those things.
That's true. You're
He's
right.
you'd be
a
like, who
celebrity.
cares? I don't care. I'm a human being.
Exactly. Not to name drop, it's a random one, but I always quote one of our favorite guests, believe it or not, is Tony Danza. And he's like, hey, hey, my guys, I'm the perfect level of fame. And he always holds up his Metro card, which is what you need to travel the subway system in New York City. Meaning, I travel just like an everyday guy. Hey, hey, me, Angela, Mona, Jonathan, in the subway. Meaning he's just such a regular guy and local fella and New York East Coast dude. Wherever he is, they're like, hey, Tony, hey, hey.
No one bothers him. But everyone says hi, Tony.
But everyone says hi to him, and he says he's that perfect level of celebrity where he could still ride the subway. Yeah, people recognize him, but he's not harassed or hassled. So there is that middle range of, yeah, you're a celebrity, but you're not bothered in that way, which is sort of the goal if that's your life. It dawned on me the other day, Rich. I'm a nobody from Nowhereville, even though we're on a huge platform here at Fox Sports Radio. But I was at the gym, and I really did think someone was recording me in the sauna. Maybe it was because I was shadow boxing and doing jumping jacks and back bends.
Nude.
Maybe it's because I was doing yoga poses and downward dog in the sauna. I don't know why, but I did. It dawned on me that he was recording me, and I was like, is this guy recording me? But then I did have the thought of, if you were a really popular person, you can't go to a regular Planet Fitness or 24-hour fitness because people
not.
would be like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't have any peace there.
Yeah.
So being a regular person, yeah, you could go there and in your pajamas and work out, right?
But Travis Kelce's next level. Like, there could be like old stars from our childhood. I feel like everyone that lives out where we live has seen this guy everywhere. Mr. T. I saw Mr. T at a diner.
Oh, the guy with the cereal?
The guy with the cereal. Clubber Lang himself. And he's just sitting there like,
I
hey,
pity the fool who don't eat my cereal.
hey, Mr. T. And he's just waving at people. Everyone's nice. But Travis Kelce's the type where, imagine dating someone where when you come in and out of an apartment or house, guards have to almost like create a lane for you. That's got to be weird. The end.
What would be the hardest thing for you to give up?
I just thought it was interesting because Travis Kelce
What's
is
that word,
such
Rich? You're in the pain cave. Anonymity.
Anonymity.
Spell it. You're in the pain cave.
I could spell it.
You're going to die if you don't spell it right.
I'd rather take spelling anonymity over the Mets question.
So, yeah, you have to give up that word. You have to give up a lot of your freedoms if you want to be that type of celebrity. And what is the greatest downfall of being a celebrity based on what Travis Kelce said? What do you think that is? The public eye comes with the territory, but it's the little things that you just can't do anymore.
Yeah.
But would you trade that?
Well, you know what presidents always say? Because, all the times I've hung out with Trump, Obama, Bush, Clinton, we're all pals. By the way, never met a president, always wanted to.
Cy Sperling.
Shut up. I always hear presidents will say they miss driving. I don't know if people realize that once you become president of the United States, you don't drive anymore. Which is a weird sacrifice, right? Like you can't drive a car anymore.
You're not allowed to drive, or like you just have people that are stepping in to help you drive.
I've heard that story. No, you're not allowed to drive. I believe that.
What?
Obama did drive though with Jerry Seinfeld,
and then he made
that's
a reference
about it.
I haven't driven in for 8 years or something. Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld's like comedian in cars, grabbing coffee, sort of thing.
Could you have your own race car track installed?
I mean, I guess you could, but presidents don't drive.
They don't drive, but they don't do any everyday sort of thing that a normal person would and could do. It's just those little things.
I have one. So if you attain celebrity and fame, I think the worst thing, in my opinion, is everything gossip related on this phone, on the internet. So obviously we had, what are they called? Tabloids, paper tabloids in the past. It's tenfold now. It's internet, and then it's also people just taking their own photos, and then people gossiping about you on Reddit or Twitter.
I'll give you one.
It's everything on the internet. It's got to be worse.
Over the weekend, the Jeff Bezos wedding, right? He shuts down Venice. Everyone hates him, loves him. Yeah, we have piles of his packages on our stoop, but we're like, hey, Jeff Bezos, give up Amazon. Tell me if you hate him. At his wedding, there's a picture floating around where you see, Tom Brady flirting up with Sydney Sweeney. And then it's like, there she is with Orlando Bloom. When you see the whole photo, Tom Brady's also in that photo. So it's like, anytime you're talking to someone of the opposite sex or the same sex, people will chit-chat. If we were at our event and, you're doing a party and you're talking a little too close to a woman,
you can't secretly dive into people's DMs because people will talk about it. You definitely can't. You can't hit on women without them screenshotting your text or DM.
LeBron James can't openly talk to his friends at a hibachi night because someone's secretly recording what he says.
Right. You'll be called out. You can't ever be a Karen or a Darren and try to return something at Target because it didn't fit right. Yeah. You can't buy something from Goodfellow at Target and then try to return it if you're a superstar because that would be all over. Like what a cheapskate he is.
Well, just a dumb thought I had.
Just can't do those little things.
Based on Travis Kelce saying that he can no longer relieve himself while golfing.
But those are, small-time problems when you're a superstar living the rock star life.
I think you deal with that.
When you think about it, wah. Oh, he can't go on a tree anymore.
And you're dating the most popular woman on planet Earth, and you're one of the best tight ends ever.
But it does make you think, though.
Didn't he have to move in?
He did,
right? Because he was getting stalked or that kind of stuff is gross.
Oh, that would bother me too. You ever see I think Katy Perry just said yesterday there's like a hobo that hangs outside her house stalking her. Like that's something that's weird too. Hobo.
Kelce should just bring one of those blue pop-up tents they use on the sidelines of the NFL game on the golf course with him.
That's really funny.
Just pop that up, go pee in there.
Iowa Sam hit me up with a device that some of the golfers out there might have.
I don't even know if this is sold anymore or if it was actually ever a legit product.
Why don't you ask the guy that golfs then is the guy that knows more about golf than all of us combined, Dan Byer. Dan Byer.
I knew exactly what he was talking about when he
the Euro Club?
This. Well, I didn't know the name of what it was.
Not Euro like European, like urology, like URO. Apparently, it's a golf club with a receptacle. It's a faux golf club with a receptacle. There's a little curtain, so it looks like you're lining up for a putt, but it sort of covers you where you could go on the course.
That putt's a little short.
That's what Travis Kelce does.
But you go in the club. And so then the club fills up. So now you've got this.
You have to empty it later and clean it.
Yes.
That's the downside, but you're a celebrity, so it's all good. Just have someone else do it. That's what he needs, the Euro Club.
You should endorse this. That's it, I'm Travis Kelce. When you can't go on the golf course anymore like me, Travis Kelce, do I got the product for you?
So when you think about it, Fox Sports Radio Nation, what's the downfall of celebrity? I got one more, too, and I've observed this with superstars we've interviewed and we've met or partied with. I actually saw this with our very own Colin Cowherd. And again, that's a different level of celebrity. There's like Colin Cowherd, there's like online, social media celebrities, there's superstars in the NFL. During the Super Bowl, I saw Colin Cowherd couldn't really get to his hotel room without a million people wanting to stop him. I saw him, I took an elevator with him too, got off, and people still trying to bother him. He's like a few feet away from his door. He's like, it's just stars and and people are, hey, cut. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a super duper Travis Kelce star to get that type of harassment. It's I'm just trying to get from point A to point B.
But again, these are all things where the average person and the above average person would say, "Wah." And I'll tell you why. Because
think about the criticism if you don't treat that person the right way in that one moment.
They're forever a douche,
right?
Yeah. So a great example at the Super Bowl. He's just the broadcaster, right? You could say that, but Stephen A. Smith has to walk around with an entourage because everyone would stop and go, yo, Stephen A.
You can't get anywhere. But that's really the point. You can't get anywhere without people wanting to stop you. And these are all great things.
Yeah, I guess
it's the annoying part of it. That's all.
What comes with that usually, though, is something that makes up for bigly, like probably $20 million contracts.
Like the fabulous moolah.
Yeah, I love me some fabulous moolah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not talking the old lady wrestler.
I know.
I'm talking about some.
I love the old fabulous.
Really? No,
I love some old biddies.
I hated that sea hag.
So, hey, more COVINO Rich, your thoughts. And there's a great Peyton Manning story in the news, and it has to do with smartphones. It's Bobby Bonilla Day, everybody. Let's get it out there. People love to stupidly say that. Let's go Mets. So we'll talk a little baseball, a little NBA, and Danny G. I know you wanted to get into some football today. There is a list of sleeper teams. Who could possibly be the team that surprises us all in 2025?
Oh, and Patrick Mahomes is going to return to our show today.
Oh, yeah. It's the return of Showtime Mahomes Trivia, your chance to win a prize. We got more CNR on Fox Sports Radio.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio.
Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available today.
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Joe. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape.
With the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over. And then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special.
Yes.
Who wants that?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio. Yeah.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio.
bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available today.
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Yes!
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape.
With the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over. And then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special.
Yes.
Who wants that?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio. Yeah.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio.
bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available today.
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Yes!
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape.
With the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are
Oh, yeah, getting you fired up with Pain Cave, Wayne and Garth. Can you survive the Pain Cave known as COVINO Rich?
Wayne and Garth, everybody. Rock on!
So we've made up this game based on this stupid song.
Yeah.
It's basically, let's say you were trapped in the pain cave. Could you answer this question if your life depended on it?
No matter how much time you had.
It could be 2 days later. You're still in the cave. But
got it.
You finally came up with the right answer.
Yeah.
It could be like the finish the lyric. It could be just guess this player. It could be name this actor. It could be anything.
Okay.
But can you survive the pain cave?
We brought this up because I said as Caitlyn Clark was voted the number 9, the 9th starting guard in the WNBA according to the players, I said if you put me in a pain cave, I couldn't name the 8 people before her, let alone 5 maybe.
Okay.
I have one for Danny G. Can I put you in the pain cave, Danny?
If not, you get bludgeoned.
Yeah, sure.
I want to see if Danny G can get out of the pain cave.
Go ahead.
Here's your question, Danny. It's always a question about something you should know or maybe. No bigger Raiders fan than that guy. Danny G. The last time the Raiders won the Super Bowl. The 83-84 campaign. My dude, Jim Plunkett, your quarterback. Who was the backup quarterback?
Yeah.
Your life depends on it. In the pain
Danny G, come on. Backup quarterback in 83.
But by the way, Danny G, as we improvise this game, every time you say the wrong answer, we pinch your nipples.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, man, why would you do that? Oh, yo, man.
Well, I know who stunk, and that's why Jim Plunkett started playing. Mark Wilson with a C.
Pinch his nipples.
Oh,
No?
See, but you're still alive.
But you're still
It's
alive.
like Hangman. You could answer it a day from now.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm right here. I don't want to keep you in the pain cave too long, Danny, though in this game you would be dead right now because you'll never know. David Humm?
Oh, okay.
David Humm was the rostered backup quarterback for the Super Bowl.
I've heard of that, dude. He went on to be part of their broadcast team when they were in Oakland.
83,
when they went back to Oakland.
84, that was the season I believe they beat the Redskins, the Washington Redskins in the Super Bowl.
38-9.
38-9, and I know that score because my dad, I remember being a little boy. I was younger than my son is now, 4 years old. My dad was all mad. I'm like, Dad, why are you mad? Oh, Richie, I got the worst freaking numbers in the box pool. 8 and 9 are not good. I'm like, what do you mean, Dad? He's like, well, son, the combination of 8 and 9 being the last numbers, and wouldn't you believe it, 38-9, my family went to Hershey Park that summer.
Oh, hell yeah. That was a hot boy summer. Hot park summer. It's COVINO and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio.
That's funny.
Got some awesome news. Our show's going to be broadcasting live from the MLB All-Star game. Hotlanta, let's go. Atlanta's the ultimate baseball hotspot. You be part of the excitement at Capital One All-Star Village. Saturday, July 12th through Tuesday, July 15th. Head to the Cobb Galleria for baseball fun, live entertainment, and interactive games. Buy tickets today at allstargame.com. So pumped to bring you all that fun live here on Fox Sports Radio. We're in for the great Dan Patrick, so you never know what guests we might have, too. A lot of superstars out there, and that's sort of our return to the big time. I'm pumped to be a Fox Sports Radio All-Star.
I love going to MLB All-Star events.
Hell
All-Star
yeah.
Village, we've been there before. If you got kids, when I tell you the displays and games and fun they have at these All-Star Villages, so worth going to. So if you're in Atlanta, make plans, come say hi to us, have fun with the family. I remember, Covino, there was an exhibit once where you get to try to call plays of a game, and it's not as easy as you think.
It's so hard.
There was one.
That one's out of here.
There was one demonstration where you got in a batter's box, Danny, and they showed you how tall and close Randy Johnson looked on the mound. They had like a cardboard cutout of Randy Johnson.
Yeah, the fan experience is great.
Danny G,
So great for kids,
You know
too.
who would love this? Dan Byer. Dan, know what they had? They had all 32 teams and the different style of grass they have in their stadiums.
Oh, wow.
And you don't realize how many shades of green and how different and how much effort goes into these grounds crews. So
And blue, Kentucky bluegrass.
Kentucky Blue. So all that MLB All-Star Village will be there. Now, he failed the pain cave. but we'll play a game in a little while. Mahomes returns for Showtime Mahomes Trivia, so hang tight for that.
your chance to play some trivia, win some prizes here on the show. But right now, a little bit about your boy, Covino. I'm on a new TV show called Hazardous History. It's actually really good. Sunday nights on the History Channel with Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. Hi, wowie zowie. Henry Winkler's the host. I'm one of the contributors. And may I say, episode 2 and 3 were stellar because there was a lot of me.
You'll get it. I'll give you this. Last season, Covino got a haircut right before the tapings. You know when you get a haircut too close to the big event?
It was a different show, but yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah. Hey, you look good.
So History Channel's got a bunch of cool new shows. And I don't know if you guys have picked up on this, but Peyton Manning has gotten involved with Omaha Productions.
Yeah.
And he's the producer of the mega brands that built America. I believe they're on like season 3 now. Mega brands. I saw one about Xerox and how it just became not only a company.
Synonymous with copies, yeah.
But it's just, Xerox that. And, how it changed the office life forever. Well, Peyton Manning, if you're wondering why you're seeing Eli and Peyton and other superstars contributing on that show, is because Peyton Manning produces those. And Rolling Stone did this whole big article about Peyton Manning and his life as a producer now and just life, period. And the headline reads, Peyton says in this interview, he'd still have a flip phone till this day. He'd still have a flip phone today if the Colts never released him. So he says he told the story on one of his episodes that he actually held out as long as he could on the smartphone. He had a flip phone up until 2011, 2012 when he became a free agent. That's when he finally got on board with the iPhone. He was released by the Colts in 2012, and as a free agent, NFL teams were sending him information on their coaching staff, on their offense, all via email. And when he was trying to make a decision on what team to go for, he needed an iPhone so that he could download their attachments in order to be more informed to talk and meet these different teams. He said, I needed to be able to get that information. And so I would say it's probably true that if I never became a free agent, I would still have the flip phone. So that was the story behind the story. And obviously the Apple iPhone, mega brand that built America, it all ties into the stuff you're seeing on the History Channel.
If you guys want to take it back, were any of you guys reluctant to get a smartphone? Was anyone the last to,
I was a snake champion, so I was
Took me a while. Yeah,
Really?
it did. Yeah.
Well, it did take me a while to get a smartphone, Dan Byer, but to get an iPhone, it took me up until like 2017. I didn't have an iPhone.
He was the worst.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a renaissance right now. There's multiple articles you'll find. Gen Z, like college kids, young kids, they're going on what they're calling a dopamine diet. And there's a new movement where young kids are like, I need a break from social media. I need a break from all this stuff. And they have a flip phone as well. So if they want to tuck away their iPhone or their Android for a while, that they're like, I want to just see if I could get by on my flip phone.
I think everybody could benefit
It's
from
also
that.
the excuse to not put it away because you're like emergencies. I wouldn't want to be, left unkept. But I had a phone that had it twisted like it wasn't like.
Did you have a sidekick?
No, it wasn't a sidekick, but it turned so you could text on the phone in a way, and then it would flip up.
Ooh.
So it was great. Didn't really search anything.
Back
but,
then, you could have 5 friends and you would all have different phones.
Yep.
Now it's iPhones and that one loser in your group that has an Android.
Well, I
said it.
That's really what we're getting at, right?
I said it. Sorry, 50% of our audience. If you have the Android, I want to know why. And I bring this up because you're ruining the group chat.
It's green.
But is it that big of a deal? Is it that big of a deal though that it's green? That's what I have.
I called that someone recently.
Well, because it's the data. It's the data back and forth. Videos come in all pixelated and small. Failure to send. It's. We actually talked about this on Doug's show.
Yeah, it repeats a whole message. So if they like something
3 times,
it shows the entire thing they like.
They don't know the emoji you sent.
Yeah, you can't. Who liked this?
Can I tell you? Every group chat has one of these bozos, and on my kids' baseball team for the All-Stars, I said, hey, parents, I promise we won't bombard each other with text, but I think since we all have our phones on us at all times, let's do a group chat so I could be like, practice canceled, game on, stuff like that. There was one dude. It was, let's say, 15 blue, and then One dude, my bro Andrew, one of my other coaches, ruins the group chat.
You ruined it.
Green!
So think about this, Fox Sports Radio Nation, because Dan Byer's on standby here.
Yeah.
Are you a big-time loser? Because Rich says you are if you don't have an Apple iPhone. Rich says, behind the scenes, you're a loser if you're still rocking the Android because you're ruining all the chats.
I'm not taking a harsh stance. Loser's harsh, but I will say
You
this.
said loser
I
in
want
the
to know,
meeting.
but I want to know this. What are you trying to prove?
What are you trying to prove?
What are you trying to prove? Dan
Who do you
Byer,
think you are?
Let's get
Riches.
an update, and then I really got to hear from some of these Android people. What are you trying to prove?
I'll tell you what, the Milwaukee Bucks today proved that they can do the unthinkable, waiving Damian Lillard.
And
yes.
Know what they proved? They don't care what Giannis thinks.
No, they don't. They don't care what Dame thinks, although Dame seems to be taking a lot better than Giannis, according to NBA insider Chris Haynes. Here's the details. Lillard had 2 years and $113 million left on his contract. Next season likely wiped out because of that ruptured Achilles, but Haynes is saying that Lillard can now rehab his torn Achilles back at home in Portland, and a few teams have already reached out to him about possibly joining their squad. As for Giannis, Haynes says that he was not pleased with how the Bucks handled Lillard's release. Now, Milwaukee did sign former Pacers center Miles Turner to a 4-year deal and also signed former Magic guard Gary Harris, and the Bucks traded Pat Connaughton to the Charlotte Hornets. The Nuggets acquired Jonas Valanciunas and signed Tim Hardaway Jr. as part of deals today, while the Oklahoma City Thunder and MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander have agreed to a Supermax deal, as SGA's Supermax deal is now worth $285 million over 4 years, annual salary of $71.25 million. That's the most in NBA history.
71, Jesus.
Fever guard Caitlyn Clark out tonight against Minnesota. Tight end Darren Waller, unretired, that was traded by the Giants to the Dolphins for a 6th-round pick. In baseball, bottom of the 7th inning, Covino's Yankees and Blue Jays tied up at 4 apiece right now on Canada Day. Blue Jays wearing their all-red uniforms, threatening right now in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Come on, Blue Jays, you can't lose on Canada Day.
Giants picked up the option on Bob Melvin's contract. Their skipper will be around next year. Astros play shortstop Jeremy Pena on the IL. And finally, guys, at Wimbledon, Novak Djokovic and Jannik Sinner, winners in gentlemen's singles, but upsets on the ladies' side. 2nd seed Coco Gauff and 3rd seed Jessica Pegula, both Americans out in first-round upsets. Back to you guys.
Oh, thanks, DB. And just to put in perspective, SGA, $71 million.
Yeah, no way he's rocking an Android.
The NBA money that's out there, that's Shohei Ohtani money. And that's wild. Anyway, more Covino and Rich next right here on Fox Sports Radio. Hang tight.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there, and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio.
When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like, "Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense." Her mom walked in. "Can you believe he was dead the whole time?"
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, "Oh, look at that bozo over there," and I point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Happy Uno de Julio, everybody. It's the first of the month. Remember to pay your alimony, your electric bill, and the legend of the rent is way past due.
You said it, buddy boy.
Pay your bills, man. Let's have a great July.
Pay that on the 20th.
That's Danny G, super producing 877-99 on Fox. Iowa Sam on the ones and twos. Buyer spots here with the videos at Covino and Rich. And before we get to all your phone calls, because Rich saying you're a big-time loser if you have an Android. That's what he said.
I love this guy.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah. We want to talk to you.
I didn't say loser. What I said was, what are you trying to prove?
No, Rich was very Trump-like in his delivery. He was like, loser.
Well, the lines
loser,
lines are loaded with these alleged losers.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to hear it.
Oh.
Well, we'll explain why, but right now we're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, and it's time for our Tire Rack Play of the Day. Cal Raleigh, who's that? Just kidding. Cal Raleigh brings the lumber again.
The big dumper.
Swung on a drive, center field, Isbell back, he's at the track, he's looking up, makes a jump, it's over his glove, it is gone!
Yeah!
Cal Raleigh has done it again! Another home run! Number 33 is in the seats!
Well, as an Aaron Judge fan, why don't you brag about it? Courtesy of Mariners Radio Network, that was our Tire Rack Play of the Day.
Tire Rack. And don't forget, they've been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive for over 40 years. Tire Rack is the best. They ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection, convenient options for installation, all that at TireRack.com. And it's the way tire buying should be. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at who the Tire Rack Play of the Day should be for tomorrow. Maybe Springer, because he just hit a grand slam home run against your Yankees.
On Canada Day. Off Luke Weaver, I think. Yeah, they just pulled ahead 9-5 or whatever, 9-4.
Do you realize that you and I have that Mets-Yankees big money bet?
Yankees and Mets are stinking like Abe Lincoln to the high heavens.
But do you realize we should be thankful that they're equally sucking? Because
I guess
if one of them had played decent, we'd be way ahead of the other.
Well,
like the simple fact that the Mets and the Yankees after today are going to have the same exact record. How bad have the Yankees been playing? The Mets have lost 13, I think, of their last 15 games.
Terrible.
So, hey, NL, AL, baseball is really hot right now. It's a good time. But let's go to these Android callers. I don't want to keep on hold because they're already holding their lame phone.
Well, let me explain again. Peyton Manning said he'd still have the flip phone. So it got us thinking. He said he'd still have the flip phone if he didn't need a smartphone, an iPhone, around 2011 because he wanted to open up email attachments and stuff like that.
All I'll say is this, Cove. I didn't say losers. It is funny, though. I said, what are you trying to prove? Because at this stage of the game, isn't just with your AirPods, your Apple Watch, your MacBook, all the products we have.
Yeah, but you're very iPhone pompous when you know the Android provides technology way before the Apple even gets
stuff
to it.
You don't use. When people say
you're downplaying it as if it's not a quality phone.
The technology.
Look, I would have stayed with my Android up until 2017. Hadn't
your girlfriend said she would dump you if you didn't get an iPhone?
Yes, because I was being judged by younger women I was dating. Because they were like, this is an old guy thing. And I was C-blocking myself by using the Android, so I made the switch.
But I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
see any big major difference.
The only excuse I'll accept is, hey, man, I'm on a budget, and Androids are less expensive, and I'm fiscally responsible. That's a reasonable answer.
Well, we have the pros and cons.
By saying, no, I got the money, I just like the Android? What are you doing?
You know, Iowa Sam has the stats to back it up. But Peyton Manning's the guy that said he'd still have a flip phone.
I know the people that mess up my group chats. My buddy Drew Mack in Nashville, my buddy Mike on Long Island, Jay Stu here at Fox Sports
maybe
Radio.
They're not the sheep. They're not the followers. They do their own thing. All right, so your phone calls and feedback, and we're giving away prizes next. CNR and FSR.